Unit 1, Lesson 4, we're going to talk about signed numbers. I know we've been using them, but I thought after working with some of you, I feel like there's a little bit more that needs to be worked with. So we're going to look here at a thermometer, top to bottom, like a weather thermometer, and I have some missing values. So write in the missing values. You can pause me, write them in, and then push play. All right, this is going to be 10 degrees Celsius. And then this is 5, 10, 15, 20. This is going to be 25 degrees Celsius. Now in reverse though, here's the 0. So if I go down at negative 10 here, so this one is going to be negative 5 degrees Celsius. This part we're going to do in class together, so this will be an in class. In class. I'll actually go through this part in class because we're going to talk through about above sea level, below sea level, etc. I do have a multiplication Kahoot, so pause real quick and do this little Kahoot. It's a link in your OneNote as well, so you can click the link, actual link in OneNote. All right, welcome back. Here we are going to be on the number line. So here's a number line. It does have the positives and the negatives, so it's an integer number line. In between, it counts for all the rationals as well. So you can put in all your rational numbers will fit on this, as well as your irrational, so the real number system. Place a dot on the -7 on the number line. What I would suggest you do is try to do different colors for each one, just so that I know which one is which. So I'm going to do blue for -7. I'm going to be a light green here for the 4. I'm going to do a pink for the 0. -9, we'll do green for -9. And then 9.5, that's where we get that rational because it's a decimal. Let's do purple, the rational. 9.5 is between 9 and 10. Now putting them in order is a lot easier because now they're already in order on the number line. I can just rewrite them. So -9, -7, 0, 4, and then the 9.5. Okay, so what are integers? Integers include the natural, whole, I should say natural and whole numbers, and their opposites, meaning positives and negative whole numbers. So 0 is here. These are your positives. These are your negatives. So it's a positive and negative whole numbers. So if you'd rather write that, positive and negative whole numbers, positive and negative whole numbers, you can write that as well. So the next part here is writing integers, like in thinking of it in positives or negatives. So if I'm going to do gain, that's going to be a positive 3. If I'm depositing, I'm positive 3 because my checking account is getting bigger. Above sea level, positive 5. Strokes under par is going to be negative, so -2. Below normal is negative, and it's the 8. So then this one's pound loss. Some of these words tell you exactly what it is. Some of them you're like, what does that mean? This is a deduction, so you're going to take it away. So it's going to be a -40. And a fee is going to be a -40. Oh, 15, excuse me. I got ahead of myself. Because again, I'm going to be thinking about my checking account or my account. If I'm paying a fee, I'm paying money. If I'm depositing it, I'm getting money. Oops. Did you guys catch me on that one too? This is going to be, I just copied it down, it's 75. So it's going to be a positive 75. All right. The next part we're going to talk about is, which is greater. Well, it's going to be open to the larger side. So open to the largest. When I say largest, that's going to be the furthest right on the number line. And this is a cute little important little piece right over here. So go ahead and try them on your own. Pause me, and then check in just a moment. So pause. All right, so 5 is bigger than negative 12. Negative 7 is bigger than negative 23. 1 is larger. Negative 15 is larger. 20 is larger. 0 is larger than the negative. This way. Negative 36 is larger than negative 40, and negative 28 is larger than 29 because it's further right on the number line. The next part, we've done some of these in class before, ordering from least to greatest. I'm going to pick this bottom one, this first one real quick, and we're just going to look for all the negative numbers to begin with. And there they are. So we're going to start with negative 9, negative 5, negative 1. So check, check, check. And then comes the 0, because that's kind of like your dividing line. And then I have a 4, I have a 2, and I have a 13 left. So it's going to be 2, 4, and 13. Try one more of these on your own. So try one. Try one on your own. All right, then we have adding integers. So adding means to move right on the number line. So if I'm at negative 3, so I'm back left 3, I'm going to go right 8. I'm going to only end up at 5. Because negative 3 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I ended on 5. Now we're not changing the rules of math, so if I have a 1 plus 8, they're all positives. Just add them and and they stay positive. Nothing else changes. Little rule off to the side, same signs, and this is with adding or subtracting, either one. Add the numbers and keep the sign. So they're both positive. We added them, we kept the sign. All of the other ones on this little section have different signs. So different signs, you're going to keep the sign of the larger absolute valued number, and we're going to subtract the numbers themselves. So if I look at number 2, I have a negative 11 and a 9. Well, the absolute value of negative 11 is 11, and the absolute value of 9 is 9. So the 11 is a larger absolute valued number, so the sign is going to be negative. And the difference between an 11 and a 9 is 2, because 9, 10, 11. Number 3, I've got a negative on the 2 and a positive on the 6. The 6 is a higher absolute valued number, so it's positive. And the difference between 6 and 2 is 4. So different signs, find the difference. The difference between a 7 and a 7 is 0. And the sign, they're the exact same, so there's no sign on a 0. Negative 21 and a 3, absolute value of negative 21 is 21. Absolute value of 3 is 3. So the 21 has a larger absolute value, so it's going to be negative, more negative. And then the difference between those two would be 21 minus 3 is 18. Same thing on number 6 here. I have a negative on the 9, a positive on the 13, so absolute value-wise it's going to be positive. And the difference between those two numbers is 4. Now subtract, they do have it separated here. However, I'm going to use the same rules for the most part. But subtract does mean move to the left. Okay, so if that means move to the left, I'm at negative 1, and I go left 3 more. 1, 2, 3. I'm at negative 4. Or using our rules, same signs, add the number, keep the sign. So they're both negative, so it's negative, and 1 plus 3 is 4. So let's find all of those that are like that first. So these are different signs, different signs. Here are the same signs. So I'm going to keep it, it's going to be negative because left and left. And then add the numbers, so I get 36. Same thing here, negative, and they're both negative here, so it's left and left some more, so negative, add the number 7. Left 3 and left 3 more, so add the numbers and keep the sign. Left 5 and I left 11 more, so left a total of 16 spaces. Now back to number 7, different signs. Which one has a larger absolute value? Well, 9 and negative 4, so the 9 is positive. And the difference between the numbers is 5, or just 9 minus 4 is 5. Don't change the rules of math. 4 minus 6, though, the 6 is more negative, so that bigger absolute value number, so it's negative. And the difference between a 6 and a 4 is 2, so it's negative 2. Here's a little spot where I want you to, it's going to mix it up here with double signs. So we talked about when they're double signs, my shoes, remember, if they're the same, it's good. If they're different, it's bad. So same signs, it's going to be positive. Different signs is going to be negative. So what I'd like you to do is, first of all, go through and just circle them and make it like a negative. Circle them because they're two different, negative. Different, negative. Same, positive. Same, positive. Same, positive. Now, go ahead and use our rules. So this is 2 minus 6. Different signs, find the difference in the numbers. So it's 4, and it's a larger on the 6, so negative. Negative 20 and negative 5 means left 20, left 5 more, left 25. Left 15 and left 14 more, so negative 29. 9 plus 2 is 11. 0 plus 10 is 10. And negative 2 plus 23. Well, positive is more, so it's going to be 23 minus 2, which is 21. You do this column right here. Try on your own. Now for multiplying rules, okay, multiplying and dividing integers, we're going to have a rule that basically 2 positives makes a positive. 2 negatives makes it a negative. A positive and a negative makes it a negative. Oops, 2 negatives makes it a positive. Excuse me on that one. So same signs, it's a good thing. Different signs, it's a bad thing. My shoes again. So if I have a negative times a negative, that's going to be a positive. 9 times 3 is 27. Positive times a negative, they're different signs, so it's negative. 8 times 9 is 72. A negative times a negative makes it a positive. 4 times 7 is 28. This is times right here, so 11 times negative 2. So positive times a negative, so it's negative. 11 times 2 is 22. And I've got a negative times a positive, so it's negative. 5 times 9 is 45. You try these. Try on your own. Then we have dividing. Dividing is the same set of rules. So 63 divided by 7 is 9. A negative and a negative is a positive. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 90 divided by 10 is 9. Positive and a positive makes a positive. Negative and a positive is a negative. 8 divided by 8 is 1. And negative 42 divided by 7, negative and a positive is a negative. 42 divided by 7 is 6. So you try on your own. And then you have your integer practice. This is for you to try on your own or do on your own. This is an assignment. I believe on the OneNote, I got rid of the center row right here. And that's it. So make sure you complete your individual assignment. It is in OneNote.